Welcome to another episode of Coffee is for Closers.
Ice Baths are for Closers.
Ice Bath Edition. First
Arctic
annual
Fox
Ice Bath
Edition.
Edition. Yeah, sponsored by Arctic Fox.
Yeah, link in bio, get 10% off.
Absolutely. Link in bio, use my affiliate code.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll get you an affiliate code.
Exactly.
Any listener of Coffee for Closers is a friend of Arctic Fox.
Exactly. Alright guys, so today I'm in Arizona, which is why we're sitting in a tub of ice, because it's hot as We're here for our corporate retreat in 2023. We had about 70 people fly out, which is an awful lot of fun. And Tony Haddadi, who is a Sales Sniper OG, decided to come out, and I was like, oh, if you're going to come out, you got this product, Arctic Fox. Phenomenal, as it was. And I was like, I like ice baths. You sell ice baths.
It's a match made in heaven.
Let's do a podcast in an ice bath.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So, we've had, some of you have been watching this ongoing battle between Matt and I via Instagram. Who can last in an ice bath the longest?
Yes.
And I think it started because you refused to take failure as a final note.
No, I'll die in this.
Yeah. Until we are just frozen,
Exactly.
like carbonite.
So you were, one of the OG. I think you're probably like the fourth or fifth sales sniper. I think maybe after Road.
It was Will Autumn's, Road, Joel, and me.
Ah, yes. I owe some money for Joel's thing. I gotta give it to you.
So two things you owe money for.
What
I've been waiting to call you out in front of everybody. You owe Joel $300, which we can talk about why, which is a funny story.
Yep.
And I still need to get paid for this.
Oh shit! All right, looks like we're doing. Hey, got the sales sniper tattoo. All right. Well, I mean, you should pay me for that because of logo infringement and all kinds of copyright stuff. So.
Well, listen, this is free advertising for you. Everybody asks, "What is that about?" And then I tell them about sales sniper.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're welcome.
Okay. Well, regale the people the story as to why I owe you money for the why I owe money to Joel.
So Joel was one of the OG sales snipers. He was one of my best friends. The reason I got introduced to you, and Joel's background was in Dan Locke's High Ticket Millionaires.
I've never heard of her.
I believe I think she is the person behind Sprite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Sprite
She invented Sprite Zero.
Yeah.
The number like so. Yeah. So he was part of her program.
Okay. Yeah.
And as we all know, not much happens out of that.
No.
So and I think it was good for him. It put him in a good direction.
I think it was good for a lot of people.
I think it was good for a lot of people. Yeah. And he speaks very highly of like what he got out of it, not necessarily the learning he got, but from the experience.
I've spoken about it before. I think having bought the $1,000 book.
Yep.
Having seen a few things, I think he did a lot of what he said was on the tin. It was really basic stuff. I think the problem came when it was let's create the world's most high-class sales team, and it was right before the part with him. But I feel like for $2,000, it was pretty good basic sales training.
Yeah, it got you from knowing nothing to knowing something. Yeah. And I think it all fell apart when we realized that he was lying about his house. And, there were things that weren't adding up that he was supposed to tell us. Yeah. But anyways, long story short, allegedly. You can go do your own research on Mrs. Locke if you like.
Yes.
But he was a part of the highest tier, which was High Ticket Millionaires. And in that, he paid, I think, some exorbitant amount of thousands. And what he received was this manual and a little, an easy button. But when you push it, it has Dan Locke phrases, like a pull toy would have.
Yeah.
And so you hit it, and it says, You are closer than you think.
Yes.
And Sifu is proud of you. And it has all these great phrases on. Have you put it in your office?
I have.
Oh, fantastic.
I've pressed it 4 or 5 times.
So whenever I go to Joel's house, I'm always pressed. So
Yeah.
I love it. And now I'm sad that it's all the way in Australia.
It's in good hands.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's getting good use daily.
It is.
Joel wasn't pushing the button very often, so
No.
I'm glad you're pushing the button. And I saw it, and I sent you a video of it because I knew you would enjoy it. And your first question was,
How much? How much? How much do I need to give you?
I will give you money for this.
Yeah.
How many dollars?
And then Joel did the equation of how much money he thinks I have versus how much money he believes I will part with.
That's exactly what he did. He's like, well, I saw that he got a C63 a while ago. Doing the math in his head. I don't remember what the first offer was.
He wanted $500 for it. I told him to go fuck himself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which you probably could have done.
Yeah. But I will. I think 373.
We settled on a very obscure number. It was like 300
Yes.
36. And
Yeah, that's a
42
strategy,
cents.
because if it's really specific, I think
You
that's
think
your
you put some
limit.
thought into it?
Yeah, that's your limit. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
as high. I contacted the budgeting department.
Yep,
That's as high as we can
the
go.
budget. As far as Danlock buttons, this is my monthly Danlock button. It's between yours or someone else's, and I went with you guys, which I'm really happy with.
I'm glad you did.
You know,
Yeah, and I got 10% commission on that, so I made $30
fantastic.
for
But once I
commissioning this
pay,
deal. Once you pay, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not over till the.
well, it's
that lady
30-day
sings.
net invoicing, so so I'm
Fair enough.
not late yet.
You're close.
Yeah,
Coming real close to being late.
I am. I'll pay that. We'll pay that today.
Perfect.
We'll transfer the money.
Fantastic. Well, that's the story of why you owe me money. Twice.
Exactly. And let's go through the story from sales guy to Arctic Fox. How do we bridge that gap?
That's quite a story. So, there was an incident where I had given some money, being $60,000,
Yeah.
to a certain individual.
Measly sum.
Just some couch cushion change,
Yes.
really. Investing in done for you Amazon stores.
Okay.
And they didn't go well.
They weren't done for you?
They were not. They were
lackingly done.
They were not done, and they were really not for me either.
Okay.
So really lacking
Yes.
most of the components of that whole thing. And long story short, it was such a shit show that I became filled with so much rage and aggression at the loss of this money that I made it my purpose to turn it around.
Okay.
Because I thought, I can be out 60 grand with my business partner. We both went into this.
Yeah.
And I thought we can both be out 60 grand, call it a wash. We learned our lesson, great. Or we can double down. We can put like 15 to 20 more thousand into it. Maybe fix it, but at least in that scenario, losing 75 to 80 grand is not much more than losing 60 grand.
Exactly.
So fuck it.
You might as well go for it.
Might as well fucking go for it.
Okay.
And so we did that. And now, fast forward to this point in time, we have 2 Amazon brands that we're managing. And Arctic Fox is one of the products that we have cultivated and brought to life and branded. And I would say of all the products we have, this is the one that I'm most passionate about because it most closely aligns with things that I really feel true to. A lot of Amazon FBA you'll see is just selling assorted products. They'll never sell anything I don't agree with.
Yeah.
They're always good, high quality products. But this one, I use it.
Yeah.
I'm always in the cold bath. And I think there's so much benefit to people's health.
Yeah.
And I love that it's becoming more popular now. And you have a really incredible one, the Odin.
I do. I have the Odin bar,
Which costs
about 10,000.
right. Which
So
most people can't.
I mean, I'm not aware of that, but
Oh well,
yeah. No, I mean, so the reason why I got mine is because I don't know. I'm very quite an impulsive buyer, but I heard someone say that ice baths.
I can tell. I sold
I
you
think
a
it was
little button.
Huberman. Yeah, I think it was Huberman. It was like ice baths are good for you, and I was like, yes, sir. And I would have all one.
I'll listen to anything you says.
Yeah. So one of the guys we're working with at the moment is really good friends with you. Yeah. So hopefully that turns into something.
Yeah, bring him on the podcast.
Yeah. So, and so like, because I have all the injuries from the army, and I just like doing difficult things. I just find like, if you're sitting in, mine especially is at just above freezing all the time. The other day I just smashed all the ice with a hammer because it was so jagged.
Very Odin of you.
It was very like, I was like, if I get in there and sneeze, I think I'm gonna, end up turning it red. So I was like, I'll smash it off with a hammer. But I get in there and like, I do a little bit of Wim Hof breathing every now and then. And then, try and do 3 or 4 minute breath holds and stuff like that. But I find it like, I like to do, it feels like you're doing something disciplined, like it's unpleasant, but it's good for you. So you try and sort of like stay a little bit longer, and I feel like that's a good mental exercise. And as well, when you get out, you feel like just it melts 20 years off your bone. Like I have a back injury, shoulder injury, ankle injury, knee injuries, and it's just like I'll even sit there with like my mouth open because I'm very thin, so up to here, mouth open, and have
ice water in your mouth.
Yeah, with my nose. So I'll do that, and like that'll just like sort of just take away all of the stress and bullshit. And I come out feeling not only physically better, but mentally better. You get that dopamine hit for a few hours. And now I've been doing it long enough where I can do 10, 12 minutes at pretty much freezing, and I'm warm within 20 minutes. Instead of like the first time I did it, the first few times, I got out after 3 minutes.
And you're cold for
it was
a
like
day
hours.
Yeah.
Like it was like 6 hours. Like that. You know, but that's all the white fat getting converted to brown fat and speeding up your metabolism and, you know, just overall like those cold shock proteins and all that kind of good stuff. So I'll usually try and do an ice bath 4 to 5 days a week. I'll try and do it no later than 4:35 p.m. If I have to, I have to. And then I finish the day with a sauna. Yeah.
Do you do back and forth, like cycles?
I haven't done contrast therapy like that before because, like, I don't know, like I have an infrared sauna, so I feel
It's
like,
harder with infrared.
Yeah, but I am having a finished sauna built in my backyard. So once I get that off the ground, I'll be able to do that. But that seems to be like a very good thing to do with the contrast therapy.
I've really fallen in love with the contrast therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you do it?
There's a
Just come to Scottsdale, stand outside.
Yeah, well, I'm in Texas, so basically it's the same.
It's the same.
I just get in my Arctic box and then I stand outside.
Yeah, no,
Good to go.
Yeah.
But on days when it's not 120, then
Yeah.
I will go to On It, the On It gym.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen
Albert
you.
Marks, Joe Rogan's little baby that they
Yeah. Just desperately hoping to go to show up one day.
every day.
Every
It's
day.
a joke. Come
Joe!
on, walk through those doors.
Just
The patron saint of Austin.
Exactly.
Please walk inside.
Yeah. Have you seen him yet?
Comedy. I've seen him do comedy a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heard Austin's a great place.
Fantastic place.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, come for a visit. I will do a barbecue tour.
That sounds good. We came through and stayed in, and we were in Dallas, like just at the airport. And we got barbecue at the airport. I mean, it wasn't great barbecue, but it was still barbecue.
Yeah,
any
barbecue at the airport. So.
Yeah, and any barbecue in Texas is better than most barbecues.
Is there good barbecue in Australia? I feel like the Bogans would have good barbecue.
There's good really good ribs.
Yeah.
I like a really good pork rib. And they always have good pork ribs, but it's a little bit different. They don't have so much, like all the sides are different. You know, people don't like dying really fat and really early over there, which is a key cultural difference.
Very
Left of center.
very important
Yeah.
American trait that
Yeah.
we really want to hold on to.
Exactly. 1911's bald eagles and diabetes. Sort of always said. As it seems to be holding America together.
Yeah, I piss red, I bleed white, and I shit blue. And the doctor says that's not good, but I'm a fucking patriot. I'll tell you what.
God damn it. What are you, a fucking commie?
Fuck that commie doctor.
Fuck that communist. Oh, that's funny. So, are you still doing sales?
I still do sales.
Okay.
I think that when you stop doing sales completely, you get rusty.
Okay.
So I still do some consulting, a little bit of coaching.
Yeah.
And I still want to keep an account. So I do sell online, biz off account, 10 to 20K offer.
Okay.
And I take maybe 10 to 15 calls a week.
That sounds like what you're doing in your full time. That's
Exactly.
pretty good. Yeah.
It's great. It's about the same. Somehow making more though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good.
Being calmer. Being calm is a huge.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah. Well, you're doing everything by choice, it seems. At the moment.
How so?
Well, you're choosing everything you do. You're not doing things out of, like, well, I need to do this to make money, or you know what I mean. Like you said, you've got a few things going on.
Right.
Yeah,
I still do most things out of necessity to make money. But,
Yeah.
But
you're choosing
it's
everything.
It's a choose. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's a choice.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I think when you choose to do things, it puts you in a better spot. Like when you're doing things that you really enjoy, like when you have a passion, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, like, they lose motivation, but it's just because, like, you either haven't figured out the outcome that they're actually looking for, which is fair. Or, like, they don't really know what motivates them. Like, I'm not really outcome focused, but I'll talk about it in a second. But, you know, or you just, you know, because you can't do, even if whatever you love, you can fuck supermodels for a living. After a while, you get over it.
You get tired of supermodels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
But if they're hiring,
yeah,
let me know.
if they're hiring, yeah.
I'll put in an application.
Yeah, Arctic Fox will definitely come to the party. But yeah, so like if people don't find their motivators, like some people are really outcome driven, and that's like, that's a good thing because you know you just got to figure out a way to get to the outcome. But the problem with that is that if you don't get to the outcome, you know, then it's very demotivating. You don't get there on time. You know what I mean? If you set your different timelines to it. But my motivation style, like internal, is I just like doing the thing.
Yeah, you get the dopamine out of the journey, not necessarily the end goal. I'm curious, when you were a kid, were you the same way?
I think so, but I only actually realized it maybe like 5 months ago. Like actually, like what actually truly motivated me. And I realized, like, a really obvious thing is, like, you know, people fight for flag and freedom.
Yeah.
Very rarely the case. most people fight because the people next to them are fighting for. You know what I mean? So like it's very rare that you find like a true nature who's just there for the fight. It's time to tune up, and then you stay and you keep going because the people who are next to you are the people that are 100% from yourself for the motivation. So, like that's a really important lesson to learn. So I've recently sort of afterwards of, try to be a better human. Realize like that's my motivation. So it's like because I never really found making a lot of money super motivating. I never found a number motivating. I thought that I did, and I think I pretended to myself for a while that I did.
So what do you suggest that people do like that in terms of goal setting?
It's difficult because for me I don't do a ton of goal setting, but I do try and plan stuff, right? So for me, in the position I'm in at the moment, I've got 2 business partners, and we're planning out to 2028. But for next year, we had there was a fork in the road of left or right. And it was okay, I'm totally agnostic to both of these options. I was truly am. I was this is the pros and cons of this one. This is the pros and cons of this one. How would you like to proceed from here? And then from there, it's we want to go that way. And I go, okay. And then we plan it. But then, now we have to do that. We have to adjust that. We have to go well. We have to, all act in accordance to doing that. You know what I mean? And I think that, realizing that I'm not outcome driven. And I should have figured that out because, I never cared if someone bought. I just cared if I did the sale in the right way.
That's perhaps what you should really say.
I think it was. Yeah. I never really cared, because you just, if you think about it, you can't control the sort of buys. Couple of them get ahead and go, buy it now. There's that guy who does those really funny ones where he's oh, but Peter, if your wife was tied up in someone's basement and had to give you $5,000,
if your wife Kara,
yeah,
and your child who's at St. John's Elementary right now, I think, in algebra class,
yeah, they're in danger.
If they happen to be in danger,
it's
would you buy?
Mojo. Yeah, that guy, whoever that is, they're funny as fuck.
Genius.
Yeah, and I just liked doing it, and if you can do it the same way every time, make it boring, make it repeatable, then I think you can crack it. I was explaining on our inner circle, in our training course, and I was teaching something is you gotta delete variables. You know what I mean? So if you're teaching shooting, for example, put them on a range, set the gun up by a professional, put a fixed 100 meters, right, and then put the rules up so that you don't have to. Then from there, everything that fucks up is the person's fault. You're shaking a little cold.
A little bit.
What's going on
cold.
there? You getting a little cold? Well,
I got less fat than you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Less money as well.
Yeah. Well, fat and money, they go together.
Exactly. So you just remove the variables, right? And then from there you shoot, and then the person's the one fucking up. The gun's right, the range is set, right, and there's no wind, right? Then from there, what you do is you push the range out, right, because that exacerbates all the problems, and you can really dial the person in. Then what you do is you do the same thing, but you start off close, and then you have the wind, right? So now they know that, they know the person who's going to shoot straight. All those things are going to happen, so now you just go to just when you push that out. Then you go to open range with great distances.
It seems like that's the only way to truly measure anything. Because when you have 4 variables that change, you don't know which variable
exactly. Actually makes a difference. And that's one of the hardest things about learning how to be a salesperson but run a business. Is to change one thing.
I'm noticing that a lot too in the Amazon tool. Yeah. Because you want to go in and you want to make all the shifts and changes to your listing, your marketing, the back end, you see stuff. Yeah. And it's easy to go in and say, oh, well, this will make a big difference positively. This will make a big difference positively. So do it all together. Yeah. You don't actually know if it's going to make it. So you have to make one tiny change at a time. Exactly. Change this little word in the listing time, or change this keyword on the back end for advertising. And then you can accurately tell.
Yeah, and the difficult thing is as well is how long do you give it? How many instances do you allow to happen? Because a really big company, say they don't need it, but let's say 7th level, we get there's so many people coming towards it, so many traffic right? That the marketing team can make changes really fast. Like over a matter of days, you can make pretty accurate changes to certain things which you top of funnel. But the sales team has to act much slower,
Right.
you know, because they're not seeing as many things. Like, so if you're looking for 500 instances of something to make it like enough data, marketing can do that in 5 hours, and you know what I mean, or 5 minutes, depending on the day. And then sales might take two weeks, you know. So that's where really discipline comes in, and like the more you learn and the bigger the business gets, the more economic factors you try and find, like the 5 key factors that change the business. So you find the 5 key factors, like
I think
like
it's,
for you, like one of those things for you, like 45% of all online purchases check out first. You know, so like for us, that's like, well, we should place with the Chipotle. You know, like that's crazy not to type stuff like that. I mean, there's, you know, state tax things play a big role as well, and like consumer buyer behavior, and like inflation rates. You can check inflation rate per state, and you can probably predict what person is more like, which state is more likely to buy and which isn't, based on like the housing prices increase, the median wage increase, and the inflation rate. If the inflation rate exceeds the median wage increase, will be like consumer rate buying, right? So they're going to stick with household staples. And that's all like readily available information. Yeah. I can talk to you a little bit more about it.
Yeah. I was gonna say you and Tay Sweat are really good at taking a really big thing and then looking at factors that other people would not. Like when he trades stocks, he also looks at like the.
He's coming to me.
Yeah, you saw him yesterday.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, man. He's very good at what he does.
Yeah,
but it really is about that. It's about like, what's the one thing you can change that has the largest possible output, and you just work through that after that. But yeah.
So that's like really granular stuff. Where do you see big picture Sales Sniper 7 Club? Where do you see that? Like you said, you planned it out to 2028.
Yeah, industries, countries, language.
Those are 3 words.
Different countries, different languages, different industries. More specificity, and like licensing. So I've been working with Angelo.
Yeah.
He's
going to do a full French thing?
He's here. He's doing French next week. Yeah. So I'm going to translate everything into French. See what happens. The character languages will be tough because like we do outward inflections at the end of questions, and they don't do that in every language. So like that would be a really tough thing to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
A little bit. Yeah. Well, it's a cold plunge.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, you could fill it with hot water too.
You don't control your body with your mind? You don't. You haven't.
No, I control other people's bodies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm still working on myself, but I have full mind control
my body.
over
So
others.
that's, you just, apparently you can make people run away if you just wave your dick at them in a parking lot.
I found that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy thing to do.
Yeah.
You can also go to jail.
Yeah. Well, they catch you.
If they catch you.
Exactly.
It's not a crime until you get caught.
That's very true. That's very true. All right. So where should they go? Buy some Arctic Fox.
Go to Amazon, type in Arctic Fox cold plunge, or I can also give a link.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the description.
Put a
this
link
is the only
along with the discount code.
If you are a fan of Matt Ryder, Sales Sniper, Jerry Miner, 7th Level, this is the only approved. It's the only approved cold plunge. I'll say it. I'll say it.
Wow.
I'll say it. I actually have one of these inside my Odin bike.
Yeah,
exactly. It's a little known.
It's just marketing to put the Odin on the outside.
Exactly.
But really, it's Arctic
Odin
Fox
money,
interior.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks very much.
Thank you. And any fan of Arctic Fox, 7th Level is the only approved sales training resource.
Exactly.
So if you want to get better
your
sales,
private stuff, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right, guys. Bye. All right.
Put that coffee down.